Okay, so this is the second part two of the need to feel covered. And I know this is what's going on, and this is more is about to happen, because when the economy gets to an all-time uh high of poverty, a lot of times people run because they're trying to find a place to be covered. They looking for a safe place. They want to be taken care of. And history has been prone to see that a lot of times women, for one, women, girls, any female has been put in a position to be sold like cattle. And because that has always happened, because they needed food, if they needed wealth, whatever it was, they needed money. And I need to be careful, wealth and money is not the same thing. Wealth brings money also. But with that being said, um they have sold the women. They have given the women up. They've married the women off, regardless to what kind of man it was. Yes, they will say out their mouth that this is her covering, this is her, all these other things, but these men would not cover them. It was not cover them. The women was not safe. These women were forced into, and it don't matter whether it was their father or anything like that, because it was always of a place of this is their duty and all these other things like that. And so women have always been treated as cattle. They've always been treated as cattle. But hear me when I say this. God never intended that to be. Never intended it to be. Understanding this, that because women have been perverted in that way, it shows you one thing: how valuable women are, what comes with women. And I'm talking about, if you really want to get into it, women of wisdom is going to bring life. They're going to bring honor. They're going to bring wealth. They're going to bring riches. Women of God sound wisdom, they're going to bring that, right? And I can back that up. You could go to Proverbs chapter 8. You can go to Proverbs chapter 9. You basically could just read Proverbs. Just read Proverbs and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. With that being said, they have been always treated like cattle. I'm about to go to my next thought. And they've been treated like that pervertedly. Okay? And since they've been treated like that pervertedly, women tend to have this inherent mindset that they need to be protected and provided for without anything. Okay, there's no need for anything. Don't ask them for anything. Don't expect anything from them except to clean the house and have their children. Having children and cleaning the house does not mean that she has wisdom. It does not mean you have wisdom, and it does not mean that you're going to get what is needed to be you're going to get what you need. Real protection comes from real covering. And I'm talking about God-like covering. I'm not talking about him, well, he pays the bills and because he's a man. No. Nope, that's not what I'm talking about. Can this man protect you from the heat? Can he protect you from anything? And I'm talking about not only physically, I'm talking about spiritually. And I'm talking about not smothering you, because sometimes we think that, oh, he don't want me to do it because he loved me, or he don't want me to do it because he thinks so highly of me and I'm so valuable and all these other things like that. And it's just like, no. No. Now, there's nothing wrong with if that's the lifestyle you choose to do. Like if you choose to be a stay-at-home wife, if you choose to be a stay-at-home mother, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're choosing to do. But if you have a desire within your heart that God has given you, and it's been there before him, it's been there before him. Who you are has nothing to do with him. No man, it has nothing to do with that. It only has any and everything to do with God, okay? And understanding this, your husband will not suppress you. He will not be jealous of you. He will not oppress you. He will not depress you. What he would do is cover you. Knowing how great of a woman you are, knowing how much whatever you possess, knowing all of that, he will cover you. And I can speak from personal experience. It'll be times where my husband be like, okay, babe, I just think, maybe just come lay down. And I'll be like, well, babe, I got to do it. And he'd be like, no, just come lay down. Because he's seeing something that I'm not able to see. Why? Because I'm moving. Some may say, well, why would that be, for a man to be in that position and to treat his wife as such? She shouldn't never be exhausted and all these other things. And I'm not talking about that kind of exhausted, but, she shouldn't be tired and she shouldn't be working. That is demonic. And I'm telling you, it is demonic. It is demonic. Because, listen, if that's who she is, you have the Proverbs 31 woman. That woman had multiple businesses. She was into multiple industries and everything else. But her husband covered her. He covered her. She was a woman of wisdom, and she exalted the Lord. Like a woman who honored God. She not only honored God, she honored her husband. And no, she had other people taking care of her children, but she made sure that things was in order. She was a great overseer. She was a great watchman. She even covered her husband too. And I'm not going to get in that because sometimes, it's just right now I'm just focusing on this to help more women understand this. He should be covering you. He who dwells in the shadow of the Most High. Understand that. Go to Psalms 91, if I'm not mistaken, because I ain't read it in a minute. But automatically, what he say? God says he is your shield and your buckler. When you see Most High, that's referring to God. He is your shield and your buckler. The truth is your shield and your buckler. Not foolishness. God wouldn't have gave you something. God wouldn't have blessed you with anything. God wouldn't have gifted you if it wasn't purposeful. You should live according to purpose. You should marry according to purpose. Do not run and look for the covering of men who are not. Like, listen, don't do that. Let the Lord be your shield and buckler. Let the truth be your shield and buckler. Dwell in the shadow of the Most High. There is protection in there. If it's protection in there, and God ain't trying to, and understand this, God is not stripping you of your gifting, your mindset. He don't want you to dumb down. He don't want you to do any of those things. He actually wants you to go forward. I've known you before I formed you. God formed you. God formed you. Not man, not even you, but God formed you. You help it through your habits. Your habits shape you. Your habits shape you. So you could be one person last month and be a whole nother person this month if you watch your habits. But I'm just saying all this to say, know how to be covered and who to be covered by. Do not allow yourself to be tricked or beguiled or set up. Oh, I just feel the need to be covered. Be careful, my love. Be careful. Okay? Part 3 coming.